Okay, good morning students. So, JE class, the remaining pending topics in 11th standard. Most important discussion, hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are very important topics. 11th standard after GOC, General Organic Chemistry. In General Organic Chemistry, we are discussing lot of things like nomenclature of organic compounds, how to give the names for the different varieties of compounds like alkane, alkene, alkyne, alcohols, phenols, ethers, esters, aldehydes, ketones, amines. So, lot of nomenclatures we are seeing. Now, after that, isomerism also we are discussing. So, how many varieties of isomerisms are there? Structural and stereoisomerisms. Hydrocarbons, majorly containing hydrogen and carbon. Organic compounds containing hydrogen and carbon, then we can say that is organic chemistry. So, in this hydrocarbons, especially in the 11th standard, so we are going to discuss about first classification of hydrocarbons. Classification of hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons can be classified into different types. First one is saturated hydrocarbons. Saturated means all are sigma bonds, or we can say organic compounds all are having single bonds. Organic compounds are having all are single bonds means that is alkanes. Second classification is unsaturated hydrocarbons. Unsaturated hydrocarbons. So, unsaturated hydrocarbons means organic compounds containing pi bonds, or we can say that is multiple bonds, either double bond or triple bond. So, double bond means alkenes and triple bond means alkynes. Alkenes and alkynes. And third classification is aromatic compounds. Aromatic compounds. So, aromatic compounds means organic compounds which can satisfy the Huckel's rule, that is 4n plus 2 into pi rule. 4n plus 2 into pi rule, Huckel's rule, which can satisfy, that is aromatic compounds. So, already we know which is aromatic, non-aromatic, anti-aromatic and all. Generally we can discuss in benzene. Benzene. Okay. Now, the first we will discuss in 11th standard details about alkane, alkene, alkyne and benzene. So, nomenclature and all we know, but we are going to discuss about the only preparations, properties, how the questions they are asking in competitive, we are going to discuss now. Now, we are going to start with the first alkanes. So, in alkanes, general formula we know. So, alkanes general formula is Cn H2n plus 2. So, here n will be starting from 1, 2, 3 and so on. If n equal to 1, that is methane, n equal to 2, ethane, n equal to 3, propane, butane, pentane, hexane, etc. Now, what is meant by homologous series? Homologous series. what is meant by homologous series means the organic compounds are having the same physical and chemical properties. The organic compounds contains same physical and chemical properties. Same physical and chemical properties, but they are differ by the successive organic molecules are differ by the molecular weight differ by is differ by 14 and molecular formula is differ by CH2 group. So, that is called as homologous series. In both point of view we are discussing the homologous series and all. Now, see what is meant by isomerism. Isomerism also we are completed in general organic chemistry itself. Alkanes can show which type of isomerism. Generally, alkanes can show the chain isomerism, position and conformational isomerism Please refer in our class note in the general organic chemistry. C10 alkane can show the 75 isomers, C9 can be 35 isomers. Like that we are giving the one table also for that. General methane cannot show any type of isomerism. Ethane cannot show any type of isomerism. Propane also cannot show the any type of isomerism. So, especially for the alkanes, the isomerism can be started from the 4th carbon. So, write the number of possible isomers for the C4H10 means already we are practicing how to write the isomers. See first. So, you can fill with the hydrogens CH3, CH2, CH3. Say N-butane, N-butane and another compound we can say we can write like this is isobutane. So, N-butane and isobutane are both are differ by the only structure, carbon chain length. So, this is called as chain isomerism. So, we know chain and position isomerism definitions, how we can differentiate the chain and position isomerisms. Already we know, we are completed in general organic chemistry. Now, we are going to start with the alkanes. Alkanes, another name is also called as alkanes, these are also called as paraffins. So, what is the meaning of para? Para means little. Paraffins, little affinity. So, meaning all these compounds are having very low affinity. What is the meaning of the low affinity means? They are almost non-reactive, little affinity. So, meaning in the chemical reaction, the involvement of the chemical reactions is very low, meaning they are non-reactive. we can say that is non-reactive. Little FeT means the alkanes are in non-reactive. Why these are the non-reactive means alkanes alkanes containing carbon-carbon bond is sigma bond. Sigma bond is a strong bond. In alkene and alkyne we are having the multiple bonds, double bond and triple bond. So, double bond and triple bonds, pi bonds. Pi bonds are weak. Weak means easy to break. Easy to break means they are highly reactive. The carbon-carbon bond is sigma bond, and as well as it is a non-polar bond. Non-polar bond. Already we know the hybridization the carbon in the alkane is sp3. sp3 S character is 25. Alkene sp2 S character is 33.33. sp, yes, if the S character increases, more electronegative. Already these points we are discussing in periodic table also. So, non-polar nature, and moreover there is a sigma bond. So, it is a very strong bond. So, means alkanes are very less reactive towards any chemical reactions. Now, we are going to start with the alkanes, general methods of preparations of alkane. General methods of preparation of alkanes. General methods of preparations of alkanes. The first method is to prepare the alkanes from unsaturated hydrocarbons. From unsaturated hydrocarbons. Unsaturated hydrocarbons means alkenes and alkynes. Alkenes and alkynes. So, how to prepare the alkanes from the unsaturated hydrocarbons? I am going to take, so unsaturated means you can take either alkene or alkyne. Alkene also, you can use alkyne also. Alkene are converted into, alkene is converted into alkane, and alkyne also converted into alkane. Alkene is converted into alkene, for example, simple alkene we are taking CH2 double bond CH2. It is converted into alkane CH3 single bond CH3. CH triple bond CH, CH3 single bond CH3. So, what we required means from alkene is converted to alkane, we need hydrogen. Alkyne also converted to alkane, here also we need hydrogen, but 2 moles. So, we are going to add hydrogen for the alkene, otherwise we are going to add hydrogen for alkyne, it is converted into alkane. The process of addition of hydrogen, that is called as hydrogenation. Or one more side you are saying, hydrogenation means addition of hydrogen, and one more side you are saying addition of hydrogen is called as reduction. So, alkene and alkyne can undergo reduction to give alkane. Either alkene or alkyne, while you are doing the reduction means addition of hydrogen, we can get the alkane. And moreover, this hydrogenation is in presence of a catalyst. Hydrogenation is done for the alkene and alkyne in presence of a catalyst. So, generally for hydrogenation we are using the catalyst is nickel or platinum or palladium. So, we can use here nickel or platinum or palladium. Here also same, either nickel or platinum or palladium. So, this is called as the reduction process is done in presence of catalyst, that is why it is called as catalytic hydrogenation. So, we can say from unsaturated hydrocarbons how to prepare alkene and alkyne means by doing the catalytic hydrogenation we can get alkane. Generally, in which case we are using the nickel and which case we are going to use platinum and palladium means, if you are using the nickel, I am doing the hydrogenation in presence of catalyst by using the catalyst is nickel. Whenever the nickel catalyst we have to use means at high temperature. Nickel catalyst we are using means we have to write the high temperature. We can get alkane CH3 single bond CH3. If you are using the platinum or palladium you are taking the same reaction I am doing CH2 double bond CH2, I am adding the hydrogen, but I am using the platinum or palladium. Platinum or palladium we are using means platinum and palladium can be working at low temperature. Low temperature means generally we can take this as room temperature. Meaning, if they are given the catalyst in our equation platinum or palladium, they never mention the temperature, we have to understand that is room temperature. If they are giving the nickel catalyst, they must mention the temperature is high temperature. Why? Because nickel catalyst can be effectively work at high temperature, right. So, now see, if it is simple alkene or simple alkyne, there is no problem. For suppose I am given like this CH3 CH double bond CH2, I am doing the hydrogenation. We can use either nickel or platinum or palladium. We can get the alkane CH3 CH2 CH3. The same thing you can take for the alkyne CH triple bond CH plus 2 moles of hydrogen. The same catalyst we can use nickel or platinum or palladium, we can get CH3 single bond CH3. So, the process already I told you, this is the catalytic hydrogenation. Okay. Now, see, in this catalytic hydrogenation, so we are going to discuss a lot of things. First, rate of a reaction. Rate of reaction. Rate of reaction means speed. Rate means speed. Alkene also can undergo catalytic hydrogenation. Alkynes also can undergo catalytic hydrogenation. So, which can undergo very fast for the catalytic hydrogenation, either alkene or alkyne. So, I am going to write the one general formula or CH double bond CH2. I am doing the hydrogenation in presence of nickel or platinum or palladium. We can get alkane or CH2 single bond CH3. So, that is alkene is converted into alkane. The same thing you can take the alkyne or C triple bond CH. The same catalyst I am using hydrogen in presence of nickel or platinum or palladium. We can get alkane or CH2 single bond CH. So, rate of reaction, speed of a reaction, already we are having in chemical kinetics chapter. Which chemical reaction undergo very fast, alkene or alkyne? For suppose, if you are taking the alkene, 1 mole of hydrogen we required. If we are taking the alkyne, 2 moles of hydrogen will be required. Generally what we are feeling, so 1 mole is required, this is 2 moles will be required. Otherwise, for example, I am taking the alkene, CH, triple bond CH, simple example. First I am doing the 1 hydrogen, then we can get CH2, double bond CH2. Further again you are doing the hydrogenation in presence of nickel or platinum or palladium. Here also same, by using the catalytic hydrogenation, nickel or platinum or palladium. Now we can get CH3, single bond CH3. Generally we are feeling alkene can undergo in one step itself, it is completed. Alkyne, first 1 mole we are adding, we can get alkene, then again 1 more mole we are adding, we can get alkane. If we are feeling like this, so generally what we are feeling, second reaction is going to take long time for the completion of the reaction. First reaction is 1 mole of hydrogen only we are going to add, so it will take less time to complete. So generally what we are feeling, for example, I am giving this is A and this is B. Rate of reaction order, rate of reaction order. So I am giving first option is A is greater than B, second option is B is greater than A, third option is A equal to B. Generally A is not equal to B. Why? Because that is one is alkene and another one is alkyne. So rate of reaction is not equal. So generally what we are feeling, alkene or double bond dana, so 1 mole of hydrogen we are adding, this is immediately converted into alkane. But alkyne, 2 steps will be there, so 2 moles it will be attacked, so it will take long time for the completion of the reaction. So rate of reaction, generally we are feeling alkene is more than alkyne, but that is wrong. Second one is correct. See why it is. Generally you can think, what I am saying, alkene, alkyne. Second option is correct. Alkynes are more reactive when compared with alkene. Why? Alkene, CH2 double bond CH2. So alkyne means there is a triple bond, CH triple bond CH. Generally you can think, here the hybridization is sp2, here hybridization is sp. The shape is trigonal planar. It is linear shape. So if it is molecule is linear and molecule is trigonal planar. Linear means there is a very free space is available for the attacking, and trigonal planar means it is very difficult to attack. So meaning, see, linear means C triple bond CH. Hydrogen will be attacking on multiple bonds. There is a free space. So easy to attack the hydrogen on alkyne. Alkene, attacking of hydrogen on double bond is difficult. Attacking of hydrogen on double bond will be difficult. Why? Because the shape is the trigonal planar. In trigonal planar, the molecule will be shape will be somewhat complicated to attack the hydrogen. There is no free space available. That is called as steric hindrance. Because of the steric hindrance, alkenes are less reactive when compared with alkynes. So in alkynes, very easy to attack of hydrogen on the molecule, that's why it is more reactive, or rate of reaction is very high when compared with alkenes. So due to the steric hindrance, already we are seeing, due to the steric hindrance, alkynes are more reactive than alkenes. Now see idilo, so addition of hydrogen, this is we are saying addition of hydrogen. See what is meant by syn addition. Addition will be two types will be there, syn addition and anti addition. First see the what is meant by syn addition. Syn addition. Syn addition. So I am taking alkene, C double bond C, so hydrogens, I am adding hydrogen in presence of nickel or platinum or palladium. Here that nickel or platinum or palladium is solid. Solid is having, we know the shape will be, there is a tightly packed molecules, in between there is a gap, that gap can be occupied by hydrogen. Syn addition means hydrogens will be attached on same side, and anti addition means opposite side we can add. See, syn addition we are seeing first, double bond becomes single bond, so there is already two hydrogens will be there, this carbon also already having two hydrogens. Syn addition means we are going to add the hydrogens on similar side, same side, that is called as syn addition. So the process of, by using the catalyst, addition of hydrogen on same side of the double bonded carbon atom, syn addition. So there is a free valency will be available here, there is free valencies. Already you are seeing in solid state there is a gap between the solid state molecules, that is called as wide free valencies. What phenomena we are following is here adsorption, AD. Adsorption phenomena we are using, and we are going to add the hydrogen to the double bonded carbon atom. So syn addition, so hydrogens we are going to add on same side. See, another example I am going to give you. For suppose in the competitive exams, how they will ask means, we are going to add the hydrogen in presence of platinum or palladium or nickel. So use syn addition and tell me the answer. Syn addition means for suppose you have to feel that CH3 will be above the plane or below the plane. So generally we are writing like this, means that is above the plane, CH3. Now I am going to add hydrogens. That means we are going to add hydrogens on same side, that is syn addition. Okay. Now or you can see like this, below the plane will be CH3, this hydrogen, You can use any one, no problem. But here, this is called as chiral carbon. This is chiral carbon. Chiral carbon is already we know the carbon having the 4 different groups. Here CH2 left side, above hydrogen CH3. This carbon also hydrogen CH3 CH2. Carefully observe students. This molecule can show the plane of symmetry. POS. Plane of symmetry. Organic compounds can show the plane of symmetry, already we know, that is optically inactive. See in the isomerism, enantiomers, diastereomers, meso compounds, we are seeing lot of definitions and all. The organic compounds can show the plane of symmetry, that is optically inactive. Optically inactive, and this is called as meso compounds. It can form meso compounds. Meso compounds, and there is no mirror image. And this diagram both are identical. You can add like this, or you can add a second diagram like this. Both are same only. See, syn addition for the unsymmetrical alkene. Now I am taking the symmetrical alkene and I am adding the hydrogen to the symmetrical alkene. For suppose I am going to do the same syn addition for unsymmetrical alkenes. See what happened for the unsymmetrical alkenes. Unsymmetrical alkene means I am taking C double bond C. I am taking one side, this is PH, CH3, and this is C2H5, CH3. This is unsymmetrical alkene. All are different groups. Unsymmetrical alkene we are taking. So this unsymmetrical alkene I am going to write like this: C double bond C. Syn addition PH, so C2H5. Syn addition, no, syn addition. Keep in your mind, syn addition. Syn means same side. So I am going to write the syn, and moreover I am taking the cis isomer. This is cis isomer. Already we know what is meant by cis isomer. Same groups are in same side. So CH3 groups are in same side. Actually I want to write the horizontally, but I am writing vertically. Both are same only. Carefully observe and tell me the answer, students. Carefully watch this one. Here there is a carbon, double bond becomes single bond. Here there is a carbon. Already I told you I am going to take, this is the cis compound. Cis compound means same groups are same side. What about above and below? So above I am writing PH and below I am writing C2H5. So double bond will be broken and you have to write the hydrogens. You have to write the hydrogens in the remaining position. You can take like this also, otherwise single bond C. Same groups are in same side. I am going to take the first cis isomer and above PH, the C2H5. Generally syn addition, what is the rule for the syn addition means? Where the gaps are present, they are only going to add the hydrogen. I am taking the cis isomer and I am adding like this. I am taking the cis isomer, I am adding like this. You can get the compound R1 or compound 2. So what is the difference between the compound 1 and compound 2? Compound 1 and compound 2. I am giving, this is A, compound A, and this is compound B. This is chiral carbon and this is also chiral carbon. This is also chiral carbon and this is also chiral carbon. Carefully observe the compound A and B. A and B are mirror images. Mirror images and optically active. Compounds are mirror images and optically active. So chiral carbon, there is no plane of symmetry. no plane of symmetry, so optically active. So the compound is optically active and there is no plane of symmetry, we can say that is called as enantiomers. So enantiomers means non-superimposable mirror images. The compound is optically active and there is a mirror image, non-superimposable mirror images, these are optically active. So we can write one is D form, another one is L form, otherwise this is L form, otherwise this is D form, whatever. One is D form and another one is L form. So it can form the 50% of D form and 50% of L form. We can say that is called as racemic mixture. A pair of isomers, enantiomers are the pair of isomers. That pair of isomers can form 50% is D form and 50% is L form. We can say that is called as racemic mixture. Racemic mixture. For example, compound A is 50% and compound B is 50% exactly. So one is D form and another one is L form. We can say that is called as racemic mixture. The same thing we are going to explain for suppose I am taking the trans alkene. What happened? Can you guess? If for the trans alkene you are doing the same hydrogenation in presence of platinum or palladium or nickel, what is the answer? What is the answer for this? Carefully observe. So, trans, here CH3, here CH3 and here C2H5, here pH, here pH, C2H5, trans they are saying, so you can take the trans is anywhere as you wish. Already I told you what is the rule for the syn addition. Syn addition. Syn addition means not same side. Where the gaps are present, there we are going to add the hydrogen. Like this. You can observe this one. Here also there is no plane of symmetry. It's optically active. Enantiomers. And this is 50% D form and 50% L form. One is D, you can consider one is L. And these are also two are mirror images. Mirror images, non-superimposable, no plane of symmetry, compound is optically active. So, no plane of symmetry and optically active, non-superimposable mirror images. Two isomers are non-superimposable isomers means we can say that is called as pair of enantiomers. Pair of enantiomers. Meaning syn or anti-addition, you can take the cis form or trans form, you are doing the addition. Unsymmetrical alkene, while you are doing the syn addition, so finally after the completion of these 2 points, we can say one note point, that is unsymmetrical alkene on hydrogenation in presence of nickel or platinum or palladium, we can get the racemic mixture. Racemic mixture. So this is the most important thing for us. See for the another example, if the compound is like this, the same cis form I am taking, another example for this, same cis form I am taking, same hydrogenation you can do, nickel or platinum or palladium, then you can observe what is the product. First, so I am taking the CH3 first compound on left side, cis, I am taking here CH3, remaining will be, this is pH, here there is a hydrogen. So, whether both are first mirror images or identical, see there is a plane of symmetry. So, if I cut the molecule like this, plane of symmetry means an imaginary plane is passing through the molecule, it will be cut into two identical parts. So, there is a plane of symmetry, we can get meso compounds, there is a plane of symmetry. So, this is optically inactive. So, there is a chiral carbon, but the molecule is optically inactive because of plane of symmetry. So, there is a plane of symmetry, meso compounds, we can get optically inactive compounds. Same thing we are doing for the observe for the trans, same you can observe for the trans. See for the trans, I am taking CH3 here, CH3, sorry, once we are taking like this, second time you can take opposite, CH3. So, where is the gaps? There we are going to write the hydrogens. See, we can check whether there is any plane of symmetry here, no plane of symmetry. If you cut this one, there is no plane of symmetry, compound is optically active, and pair of enantiomers, non-superimposable mirror images. So, first compound A is mirror image to compound B. So, the two isomers are optically active and non-superimposable mirror images, that is called as enantiomers. See students carefully, whether you are doing the syn or anti addition, you are taking the cis form, we have to observe the compound, we can get there is either meso compound or racemic mixture. Trans also we have to observe either meso compound or racemic mixture. This is a racemic mixture. So, be careful. Syn addition lo cis form I am taking and trans form also we are taking, we are doing the addition, we are getting the different products. In one compound we are getting meso compound, one compound we are getting racemic mixture. Okay. If it is symmetrical alkene, how it is, if it is unsymmetrical alkene, how it is, cis form how it is and trans form how it is, we have to observe. And one more will be there, most important thing, transfer of hydrogenation. transfer of hydrogenation. So what is the meaning of transfer of hydrogenation means? For suppose I am taking CH2 double bond CH2 and another compound I am taking like this. Same hydrogenation only I am doing in presence of nickel, but I am not adding any hydrogen here. This is the transfer of hydrogens. Transfer of hydrogens. See, this ring containing 2 hydrogens here. These hydrogens will be transferred into here, and that multiple bond will be transferred into here. Now see what happened. This CH3 single bond CH3 plus it's a benzene ring. Why the molecule can undergo transfer of hydrogens means, here this is a non-aromatic compound, it is converted into aromatic compound. Aromatic compounds are more stable than non-aromatic compounds. Alkenes are more unstable than alkanes are the more stable. For getting the stability, we are going to transfer the hydrogens from one molecule to another molecule. That is called as transfer of hydrogenation. Okay. Another example you can see for the transfer of hydrogenation. CH2 double bond CH2 plus there is a ring. Only one multiple bond will be there. Another CH2 double bond CH2, 2 molecules and hydrogenation. So no need hydrogenation here. Already we are doing hydrogenation only. Transfer of hydrogens here. So no need to add the extra hydrogens for that. We can get 2 moles of alkane CH3 single bond CH3, and remaining is there is a benzene ring. 2 times we have to transfer here. This is the transfer of hydrogenation. And another type will be there for the hydrogenation, that is selective hydrogenation. Selective hydrogenation. Selective hydrogenation. So what is meant by selective hydrogenation? You have to see the one example, CH3 single bond, CH double bond, CH single bond, CH2 single bond, CH double bond, CH2. I am doing this one is hydrogenation, and I am taking only 1 mole or nickel. This is also I am taking 1 mole. See, here we are having the 2 double bonds. If the hydrogen, 1 mole of hydrogen is first attacking the compound A, we can get the answer is like this: CH3, CH2 single bond, CH2 single bond, CH2 single bond, CH double bond, CH2. We are getting the answer is like this. And second one we can get the answer is like this: if the hydrogen will be attacking on the last carbon, so the first carbon we can keep it like this, and the last one only we can to change like this, CH2 single bond CH. The question is, which is the major product? Which is the major product? That means which is the major product means which is the more stable alkene. Major product means which of the following these two is which is more stable alkene. Stable alkene. Which is correct answer? Organic chemistry lo in examination what we are feeling the difficulty is for finding the answer like this. How to find out the alkene means, if the number of alpha hydrogens are higher, more number of alpha hydrogens, more will be the stable. More stable. More number of alpha hydrogens, more stable. Alpha hydrogen means functional group next carbon attaching hydrogen. This is the multiple bond. Multiple bond next carbon hydrogen, that is called as alpha hydrogen. Here we are having the 2 alpha hydrogens, and second one we are having, this is multiple bond and number of alpha hydrogens, this is 3 and this is 2. total 5 alpha hydrogens will be there. So this is more stable than this one. So compound B is the major product than A. A is the minor product and B is the major product, that is more stable product. Major product means more stable product. So this is the hydrogenation of alkene and alkyne. In this one we are seeing the addition, different types of addition, syn addition and that cis form and trans form. What is the selective hydrogenation and transfer of hydrogenation. And the next preparation is preparation of alkanes from alkyl halide. This is the first method of preparation only we are going to complete. We completed only first method of preparation. Now second method of preparation for the alkanes is from alkyl halides. From alkyl halides. From alkyl halides. So already we are taking alkyl halide. Alkyl halide. General formula is Rx. It is converted into RH. So we want to remove the halogen. We are going to add the hydrogen. So anyway, you are removing the halogen is going out like minus. This is plus. So we don't know which is minus and plus. For example, methane. Methane which hydrogen is plus 1 or minus 1. We don't know. So this is 0 also. This is 0 also. Plus 1 becomes 0. Oxidation state will be decreases. So anyway, we are doing here alkyl halides. Alkyl halides are converted into alkenes. That we can say the process is called as reduction. This is also reduction. Addition of hydrogen only, no. So we are removing the halogen and we introduce the hydrogen. That is also called as reduction. Here, what catalyst we are going to use? What catalyst we are going to use? So here we are going to use many number of catalysts. First one is metal plus dilute HCl. So it can provide the hydrogens. It can use it as metal plus acid. Simply we can say metal plus acid can act as reduction, or zinc plus acetic acid, or zinc copper couple plus alcohol. All these are reducing agents only. And you know the best reducing agent means we are using generally lithium aluminum hydride. Lithium plus aluminum hydride minus, it is a complex compound. One of the best reducing agent. Another one is sodium borohydride, NaBH4, sodium plus and borohydride is minus. And fourth one we can see triphenyl tin hydride, tin hydride. Name pronouncing your hydride minus and remaining will be plus. And fifth one and most important one also, this is hydrogen iodide in presence of red phosphorus. All these are the reducing agents. So one we will discuss the one separately. So we will discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.